Founded back in 2013, the Rust-en-Vrede Portrait Awards. It's a biannual competition celebrating South Africa's portrait artists. The top 40 finalists showcase the country's vibrant diversity and creativity in portraiture and kicked off their national tour in Johannesburg just before moving on to KwaZulu-Natal's gallery and finishing off in Bloemfontein. While Donavan Mynhardt, curator at the Rust-en-Vrede Gallery, now joins us virtually. Perhaps to explain a little bit more about these awards. Donavan, on that note, good morning and thank you for your time.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Oh, Donavan, I mean, for the sake of those who don't really know the Rust-en-Vrede Portrait Awards, perhaps you could share a little bit more on the awards, who sat down for the portraits, the artists that were also showcased as well.
Sure. So like you mentioned, the Portrait Awards was initiated in 2013,
Yeah.
And it's based on the British version, the very popular British Portrait Award. So in the beginning, every 2 years when we have the competition, we tend to get a international judge in, usually from the UK, and then 2 South African judges, and they go through all of the entries, which range is anywhere from about 600 until about 1,200, which was our max entries, from artists all over South Africa, aged above 18. And then out of that pool of entries, they pick the 100 best, and then from the 100, the top 40, and then the winners. And then it's the top 40 deemed best portraits of that year that goes on tour the following year.
Okay, so Donavan, I mean...
The winners, yes?
Yeah, no, continue. The winner, yes, you were saying?
Yes, sorry. The winners is actually... it's top 3, and the winner walks away with 150,000 Rand. And then in a solo exhibition the following year as well.
You know, I'm listening to the numbers that you've churned out. So over, 1,200 entries, and then you have to hone that down to 100. And then from that 100, you've got to select a top 40. One can only imagine the criteria that's used and the rigorous judging process as well. Talk to us a little bit more about that, especially when you're aiming to ensure credibility, transparency, and maintaining that high standard, of course, as well. Why 40 artists?
Well, 40, easy enough, is the gallery that we're based in can only accommodate 40 works. That is why we also, since 2015, included 60 more portraits to make a top 100. And the other 60 is usually in the time when we have the 40 here. It's also shown in Cape Town at another venue. So the previous year, it was the Spear Arts Trust Union House. So there's a total of 100 portraits to see, but 40 just makes it logistically easier to host here and then to put on tour.
Okay.
Like you said, the judging process is quite rigorous as well to get to that initial number. And the nice thing is, whether you're a mid-career or established artist, or whether you are a beginner or just emerging, the competition entries are anonymously judged. So everybody is put on the same level, and this ensures that according to the judges, depending on the selection of judges we have, they've got their own criteria. So it just makes it fair, and they pick out of their criteria, they pick the best works, no matter if you're mid-career, emerging, or professional.
Yeah, so I actually want to then get into the winner, the overall winner, Malik Mani. Tell us about what went into the work there. Obviously now having to plan their own solo exhibition come 2027, right? That's a wonderful feat as well.
Yeah, so Malik Mani is our first winner from the Northern Cape.
Yes.
He's many firsts. He's our youngest winner to date. I think he's 27 years old. And it's the first time that a drawing has actually won. Usually in the past few iterations, it was an oil painting or acrylic painting that was deemed the winner. So it is exciting to have a drawing this time. And Malik's already started working on his solo exhibition. I think this is great for this young artist. It's a remarkable milestone in his career, and we are very excited to host his solo exhibition. I think one can sort of look at his current winning work as sort of the catalyst of what's coming. These solo exhibition pieces will be more or less thematically the same as well.
I remember when the awards took place, I think it was the Friday, and it was over the weekend, and we literally interviewed him the next day, and he was so ecstatic because we're trying to understand what differentiated him. And yes, to your point, his drawing, took this prestigious award for the year. But when it comes to themes, when it comes to, specific mediums that artists should be exploring, is it anything goes at this point? Also just intricate portraits, using tapestry crochets as a rare medium of sorts. Tell us a little bit more about what the instructions were.
So basically, any medium, as long as it's two-dimensional and traditional, is allowed. So this excludes, at this stage, photography, digital media, vector illustrations, and sculptural works. The very first year, we actually had sculpture as part of the medium selection. And we just found that it's difficult to judge a two-dimensional portrait and then compare it to a sculptural work. So we just decided to keep it to 2D. And then we are actually seeing quite a nice range of mediums selected this time around. So this includes textile work by Monique de Wilde and Senzi Mate. We have an artist, D. Rudram Ellis, that actually used tattoo ink on fake skin. So that was incredible to see. Then we have various drawing mediums. There's pastel drawings, there's graphite drawings, fantastic ballpoint pen on paper drawing by Themba Mkanjeli, which is a very South African medium, actually. We've got a strong tradition of ballpoint on paper artists. And then obviously you will see your acrylics and your oil paintings, even to the point that different styles are explored. We see Joseph Dolby, the third place winner, explore pointillism again. So it's quite a wide range of mediums. It's quite diverse in stories, diverse in narratives. So this is quite an exciting year specifically as well.
It was no easy feat for the judges. I remember interviewing Malik on the 31st of August, so that was just to put myself at rest there. But when we look at the opportunity now, because you've spoken about how you go on tour, it's an opportunity for the exhibition then of this scale to really travel across the country. Tell us a little bit more about this idea, taking it to 3 different regions, how it's also going to be received, the intention behind this as well.
So we have had the tour, I think 2 iterations ago, and we found that it's actually quite nice to be able to showcase the works in the flesh, especially in the larger metro areas. It's one thing to see something in a catalogue or online, but the portraits produce a different sort of an aura, which you want to experience in real life. So taking it on tour, we've have a few galleries and auction houses that have collaborated with us because they also believe in showcasing, exposing their works. So artists would get more exposure, getting more people into galleries so they can experience this for themselves. Portraits are a easy medium to understand. You don't really need to be an art historian or art expert to appreciate portraits. And it's just sharing and showcasing the South African narratives and stories and seeing how that relates. So that's quite important. So the tour will have already started. The portraits were at Aspire Art in Johannesburg, and I think there's about a week left for anybody that wants to go and see it. Then we are getting ready to go to KwaZulu-Natal. So the KwaZulu-Natal Arts Gallery is our collaborator in Durban, and that exhibition starts on the 10th of February, and then it will be on for about 3 weeks. And then from there, it's going to Bloemfontein about June, July, as it will be part of the Free State Arts Festival program. So, yeah, quite, if you're in the areas, I would highly recommend going to these exhibitions and actually experience the portraits for yourself.
Okay, so Donavan, it sounds like a jam-packed calendar there, and obviously the role of the artist just to help us heal and understand what's happening around us and seeing the interpretations through the portrait. Thank you for your time at this hour. Wishing you guys all the best as you continue with your work. I'm going to leave a conversation there for Dal. Donavan Mynhardt is the curator at Rust-en-Vrede Gallery, which is a national exhibition. You heard there, showcasing 40 outstanding contemporary portraits by artists from all across South Africa. There, of course, with Malik Money taking off that overall winner for the 2025 edition.